ProTube manufacture a range of gun stocks that are designed for VR. They're compatible with a wide range of different headsets, including the Rift S, the Valve Index, and the Quest and the Quest 2. They combine a bunch of metal rods or carbon rods between joints with a gun stock at the back, and this really helps you have more precise shooting in games like Onward and Pavlov. It's quite difficult using a two-handed rifle within VR when you don't have something physically connecting your hands together, and the gun stocks from ProTube do a really good job of doing this. As well as enabling more accurate shooting, they do also deepen the immersion because you physically feel like you're holding a gun and that's pressing back into your shoulder. The controllers are connected using strong magnets that are so strong it actually comes with a pacemaker warning in the instructions, and these enable you to disconnect the controllers from the ProTube when you're doing things like reloading or picking weapons up. The joints between the rods are pretty sturdy, so the rifle doesn't move in normal gameplay, but if you exert enough force in the right direction, these will bend and move, and that's actually very handy because depending on the rifle that you're using in the game, your hand configuration needs to be slightly different for you to be able to look properly down the iron sight or look down the scope. It can be a little bit tricky to reconnect the controllers to the magnets. You obviously can't see where you're putting your hands, but with a bit of practice and repetition, this becomes easier and easier over time. ProTube also offer a Bluetooth connected force feedback haptic force tube that kicks back into your shoulder when you're shooting a rifle. This has got a native integration with a number of games such as Onward and Standout and Contractors 3. I did have some trouble with Pavlov, but this is definitely related to the game. It's missing the DLL file that's required to talk to the API of the FORCETUBE, so that's easily correctable through a future patch. And the direct integration into these games works really nicely, actually. And the force varies depending on the guns that you're shooting. So if you're shooting a sniper rifle, you'd get a very solid shove back into your shoulder, versus when you're using a submachine gun, it's a much lighter, much gentler, but more rapid haptic feedback into your shoulder. For games that don't have native integration, you can use their companion app. The companion app converts the haptics being sent to the controllers and makes use of those in the rifle, so that's great if your favorite game doesn't include integration as standard. The entire stock is self-assembly, not the FORCETUBE. That comes fully assembled, but all of the tubes and joints need putting together. It's very much a DIY kit, so don't expect to just take this thing out of the box and start playing. It took a good couple of hours for me to assemble the entire thing and then tweak where the controllers would go so that it felt comfortable and made sense within the game. But once you've actually got it set up and running, I mean, it is transformative to your experience within the game. My shooting was immediately more precise, and the immersion within the game was substantially improved. The enjoyability of all of that is definitely enhanced with the use of the FORCETUBE. It's got quite a steep price tag. The cheapest kit that includes the FORCETUBE is nearly €400, and quite a lot of it is 3D printed. I was surprised, actually, the overall build quality wasn't as high as I was expecting. The MagTube is on offer, so this includes everything except for the haptic feedback. It does have an alternate stock in there. That's on offer at about €100 at the moment, so for a quarter of the price of the FORCETUBE with the majority of the benefit, that's a very, very highly recommended. I could only recommend the FORCETUBE with the price coming down and the build quality going up, and I do mean both of those things, not just one of those things. But the products are very innovative. It's clearly a small niche outfit, They've got some other products for Beat Saber. They've got a thing for No Man's Sky that allows you to create a makeshift joystick for when you're flying the ship. So it will be interesting to see what other products they've got coming out in the future. But for now, the MagTube is highly recommended. I would give that a solid 5 out of 5. You know, a must-have accessory, frankly, if you're really into your VR shooters. I would only give the FORCETUBE a 2 out of 5, I'm afraid. The price is just too steep and the build quality is not good enough, albeit it was a very enjoyable experience. So there we go, guys. ProTube gun stocks for a wide range of VR headsets. As always, I hope you're really well wherever in the world you are. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one.